she didn't make them go to school. She wasn't working. They're about to get evicted. They wanted to call CPS on her.
Is she mentally and physically able to work right now?
Yeah, she just chooses not to.
Mr. Barrego, I realize I didn't ask you about this earlier. Do you know about how much you're paying for the health insurance for your son?
A month?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Let me see if I can find her old pay stub and try to break it down.
No, that if you can, that's great. But is
Yeah,
is it through your work? Is it TRICARE? What's the source of the insurance?
it's IMS. Here, I can tell you real quick. I got a pay stub here. It tells me weekly.
Great. And do you have dental too on there?
I have dental, vision, all that.
Okay. If I could get just the health and dental.
Like I said, I just paid $6,000 for braces.
Yes, sir.
So insurance is $46 a week.
And is it just you and your son on the plan, or are there others on there too?
Oh, it's just me and my son. So it's about, I want to say, I get paid 4 times a week, sometimes 5. So we're looking about what, 224, 230 a month.
So I have your son's portion of it would be right at $100. And the way I get that is if it's 46 a week, that means I'll say it's 23 for him, because I'm dividing it in half. And then if there's 52 weeks in a year divided by 12 months, it's 99.67 something. So call it $100. But you're not wanting her to repay you for the insurance either?
I mean, I would love in a perfect world to say yes, but I'm never gonna get that back. So
Understand.
I mean, I would love to say yes. I mean, I could say yes, but there's no way. You guys are gonna be fighting for this money like I'm fighting for my money right now.
Okay. I'm hearing information that I can't hear at this point without being under oath. So let's go ahead and get this one on the record, guys. Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. There's some financial issues, and that's why I didn't cover this earlier, but I realized I should have.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one on the record. I've got the information, the two letters sent over. 8 states 1 and 2 are here. So right this time, we're on the record, and this is Bell County cause number 255,827. This is the interest of Barrego, minor child, not considered a party being Ruben Barrego, considered a party being Chelsea Smith. And this matter is before the court on a notice of change of status. The court is taking judicial notice of the court file. Note for the record, both parties have previously been noticed and or served that we've been operating under a temporary order in this matter since it looks like the 10th day of May of this year. My court will note for right now, it appears that Ms. Barrego is present. Ms. Smith is not correct.
Correct, Your Honor.
So at this time, we're looking at doing a default hearing against Ms. Smith. And I'll ask the state whether or not the state's requesting this to be a final or a further attempt. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Requesting a final order.
Okay.
The evidence will show, or the record shows that Ms. Smith was served in January. So the request would be to stop Mr. Barrego's obligations February 1. So the request then would be to apply possession credit. He'll testify that he's had the child continuously beginning mid-August of 2023. So if possession credit is awarded September 23 through January of 2025, he has enough to zero out his arrears. So I'd ask the court to zero out his arrears in both child support and dental. It's not dental, child support and medical support as of 2/28. Which will allow my agency to refund the money that we have on hold. And then I believe Mr. Barrego is going to testify that he has no objection to Ms. Smith having a standard possession order. I'll ask Mr. Barrego some questions about cash medical reimbursement and child support. I think his testimony to the court is going to be that she's not working. I guess there's probably some argument to be had as to whether she can work. Sounds like she chooses not to, though. So if the court wants the information, I can calculate minimum wage child support. Mr. Barrego will testify that it runs him approximately $100, my calculation, but it's going to come to $100 a month for health and dental for the child, which is, within the 9 and the 1.5% respectively. But I'll ask him whether he's asking for cash medical support and we call it cash dental, but I don't have the breakdown between the dental and the medical, so I'd rather just run it as medical and then the child support. So if Mr. Barrego is requesting the child support, I'd ask the court, and the medical support, I'd ask the court to begin those September the 1st. And I think that's what I have, Your Honor.
You're not asking for February 1st?
I think you get if we're gonna go back, it would probably be cleaner if we started March the 1st, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. All right, well, I think he's entitled to it, but we'll see if he wants it. We'll get some testimony and we'll check it out. All right, Mr. Braylon, please raise your right hand, sir. All right, sir, you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony gonna get here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much, sir. You're officially under oath. I'm going to let the state call as a witness, and we'll take it from there. This time, Mr. Downs, go ahead and call your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Mr. Barrego. Mr. Barrego, will you state your full name, please?
Ruben Barrego.
Okay, and who is your son, Mr. Barrego?
Braylon Shane Barrego.
Does he currently live with you?
He does. He's right here.
How long has he been living with you?
Since August of 2023.
Okay, and Ms. Smith was in agreement with that?
I would say yes, because there wasn't. He's here. I mean, if anybody was fighting it, then But yeah,
okay.
It was in the best interest of my son to be here.
Okay. And I realize you're not trying to speak badly of her, but it's fair to say that she was not in a position to give the best care at this point.
Yeah, and that was brought to my attention by her own family. Her own family reached out to me saying I needed to come pick him up because he was in a bad situation, didn't finish school. She didn't make him go to school. She wasn't working. They're about to get evicted. They wanted to call CPS on her. So instead of taking the chance of him running through any kind of system or foster system, they picked him up from her and we met halfway and I took possession of him.
Okay. Do you have any objection to Ms. Smith having a standard possession order if she's ever in a place where she can visit?
I don't mind at all. I mean, I'm not trying to keep him away from his mother, but the times I've took him to see his mother since he's been in possession with me, she has locked herself in the bathroom, refused to come out while he was there, made him sad, made him cry.
It's not for you to take the child to see her. It's up to her to come see the child. Okay, that's just not the way it works. Okay, so you don't have to worry about taking him down to see her. If she wants to do
if she wants to see him, yeah, then she'll have. Because that's what I did. If I wanted to see him, I had to go.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We're not looking at you having to do any transport, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we just want to make sure it's okay for her to get a standard possession order.
Yeah. I mean, whatever the regular thing is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the next question, Mr. Barrego, do you have insurance available for your son?
I do.
And is that through your work? Is that through another source?
It's through my work.
Okay, and is that both health and dental?
Health, dental, and vision.
Okay. Do you know what you're paying for the insurance?
It's $46 weekly for me and him. So, and I get paid weekly. So it's either, 4 to 5 weeks that I'm paying that. So roughly what is that, like 200?
So yeah, then I calculated just shy of 200 for the both of you. So would you like the court to order her to reimburse you for the insurance that you're carrying?
Now with that, I mean, I would love to, but if she don't pay, how does that work?
Well, conceivably, my agency could file a motion and ask the court to hold her in contempt for failing to do what was ordered, or you could bring your own motion.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt my son anymore. He's been through a lot. I mean, if that meant, her having to be in contempt, what does that mean? Going to jail?
That'd be up to the court, but that would be one of the options. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you got a 15-year-old son, so the odds of Ralph, there's a chance it'll be done before he turns 13, but it might be right at it. What county does she live in right now?
It is in Bell County. I live in Hill County.
Okay, so you're in Hill and she's still here in Bell, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, here's the deal, sir. Once this case becomes filed in 6 months, the proper venue for this case going forward will be in Hill County. So it would need to be transferred up there. Like I say, different judges do different things. But I know the judge up there personally used to be an attorney before me, and from the AG's office, and he's really more no nonsense than I am because he used to have the job that Mr. Diamond has. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I would love to get it. Like, why not? But
but
like,
here's the deal, sir. Under the law, she's obligated to give it to you. So if you don't want it, you can tell me you don't. But under the law, she's obligated to pay you that money. And if she doesn't pay you, then you have the right to enforce it or not enforce it.
so if I say yes, that just means she can pay. She can pay it.
Now, what she say? Under law, sir, she's required to pay it. And if she doesn't pay it, either you have to forgive her, or the court has to go, or the state has the option of going in and filing a motion to hold her in contempt and have her come before either me or Judge Arian, and at that time see whether or not it'd be appropriate for her to go to county jail for not doing what she's supposed to do as a financially responsible parent.
So if I say yes and then I don't get it, I can be like, it's okay. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry, it's not okay until you say it's okay and the judge says it's okay. All right. Because it's a court order, sir. It's not either or, right? The order is you got to pay your child support, you got to pay your cash medical, you got to pay your cash dental. And if you don't do it, if there's a hearing to enforce, the state can, the judge can order jail based on that, unless you forgive the money. You obviously would have the right to forgive that if you want to, but if you don't want to, it's your money. All right. So.
All right,
I can't give you legal advice on this one, sir, but under Texas law, it's her obligation going forward to pay child support and to pay for medical insurance, at least a proportion of medical insurance, 9% at least, based on minimum wage, and 1.5% for dental.
Okay, so you're saying this is going forward?
Yeah.
No, I don't want her to pay anything going forward.
All right. Well, I'll let the state ask the next question, but I've got to look at child support also, sir. And I'm going to have to. There's no circumstances. Well, I hadn't heard circumstances in this case that will allow me not to order child support. Okay.
Yeah, that judge, I don't. But whatever you decide to do, that's fine too.
Okay. All right, then. Mr. Diamond, he doesn't want reimbursement for his cash medical, for medical and dental. Go ahead and ask about child support. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Barrego, how about that? Would you like her to be ordered to pay child support?
I do not.
Okay, let me, and the court's going to have a reason for that. So are you able to support your son without any assistance from her?
I've been doing it for these last 2 years. Yes.
And not to get too personal here, but what are you making a month?
Well, I usually bring home anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a week, but then minus child support, so it's like $600 after child support was taken out. What I was making.
Okay, so but once we get that stopped, you're looking at between seven to $1,000 a week.
7 to about 800, 7 to 900. Just depends if there's overtime or not. But on the I would say about 780.
Okay. Is she mentally and physically able to work right now?
Yeah, she just chooses not to, and she hasn't for the last 3 years, 3.5 years, and that's why
I'm not going to let her get away with not doing what she's supposed to. This is her child just as much as it is yours. I'm gonna look at our child support. I'm gonna base it on minimum wage. Nobody makes minimum wage anymore, and I'm gonna see it's in your son's best interest that I order that now. At the end of the day, you can forgive it after it's all said and done. But right now, she goes out and decides she's gonna find that she gets a job, and it finds out about it. You're gonna start taking money automatically out of her paycheck like it's coming out of yours. That's her parental responsibility, and for her to shove that off on you totally, it's just unacceptable as far as the court's concerned, sir.
I guess
you're doing your fair share.
I guess my answer is whatever is in the best interest of my son. So I guess the prior question before going back or whatever, I guess we'll do that too. And if it just comes down to it and I forgive it, then
Well, we're
that's
only gonna do it going forward, sir. I'll look at starting at the 1st of September. That way I won't take it all the way back to the 1st of March like I could. And I'm gonna look at her chart, like making her chart, I'm looking at ordering her to pay child support because, this is a responsibility that you both have and you've been taking care of it. In fact, they've been taking your money out to give to her, even though she doesn't have the child. So obviously this has been really, really one-sided. But I'm not looking at harming the lady. I'm just looking at doing what the Texas law requires her to do. That's all I'm looking at doing, sir.
yes, sir. I respect your decision, sir.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Diamond, I'm going to go ahead and order guideline child support based on minimum wage, and I'll start the 1st of September, and that way she's on official notice. So yeah, again, she just can't, if this was this was a dad thing versus a mom thing, I'd be upset with the dad on this one. I'm upset with the mom on this one because again, these are your kids, and they deserve every economic advantage that you can give them. Because let's face it, this world's not easy. So there we go. Anyway, I'll go ahead and let you proceed with the next question, Mr. Diamond. I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. And if I could report to the court, so 212 on the child support and 100 on the medical support is the way I calculate it.
All right.
I think that about wraps it up, Your Honor.
All right, then, sir. What I'm looking at doing is going ahead and making a temporary order final. I'm looking at naming you both joint master servitors. I'm giving you the right to decide domicile. That right's unrestricted. They're already in Hill County. Like I say, 6 months from now, if you want to move everything to Hill County, let Judge Aaron here go for it. You can do that. As a state contact, if somebody files something 6 months later, let them know, hey, venue is now in Hill County and it needs to come up here, and that way you still have to come all the way to Belton. I'm going to go ahead and order that she has the standard possession order, but it's her responsibility to pick the child up at the beginning of visitation from you, and her obligation to drop the child back off at your home at the end of visitation. It all falls on her because she's now the non-custodial. I'm gonna go ahead and order, like I say, child support and cash medical, child support 212, cash medical at 100. And that's medical and dental together technically, but I'm gonna set it up as medical, and I'm gonna order all that to start the first day of September. Since she was the custodial parent originally, I'm going to go ahead and order that she's not responsible for court costs, and you're not responsible for court costs, so you're now the custodial party. So I'm going to waive all court costs in this matter, and that there's no expense for that. And that's pretty much it, because it's just a change of status. We're just looking at child support, visitation, and cash medical and dental.